Afternoon, everybody, and welcome to a very special Q&A today. We've been gathering questions for about 2 weeks now, and Kim and I discussed this morning, and she is actually going to give everybody a very special treat. She's going to break down how the world's global financial system actually works, or a lot of times doesn't work, depending on your perspective. So whenever she's ready, we're going to start there because we realize with a lot of the questions that come in, it has to do with the financial system. So if you sent in a question pertaining to anything financial, please pay attention very carefully. And we're going to let Miss Kimberly Ann Goguen explain with expertise that only she has, which is made very clear by the kind of the constant incompetence that we see and failure to perform from banks and governments around the world. So please, if you happen to be in the banking world or financial world, share this with them so that they know exactly how things work, and hopefully
we'll make some progress.
When I started this job, I had no idea exactly how not only the financial system, but the entire electronic system of the world was structured. I first got into the system myself in beginning of 2016, and I saw exactly how much power the system had over everything we do, literally everything. So I kind of wanted to lay this part out for you. And then we'll lead into the financial sector, telecom sector, Stargate, Starnet, and how the entire world had functioned before we started, and where we are today, and how far we've come. So I know there's a lot of questions about, well, if Kim has this trust, why isn't she just transferring money all over the place? You know, why hasn't this happened yet? We have a lot of naysayers that have questioned my capacity to perform in a number of different things. So we'll go over legal structures, we'll go over financial structures, and I think this should answer a lot of the questions that people have. So if you can't see at any point in time, Lane, I guess, or someone, just text me on Telegram in the core team, and I'll try to pick it up, okay? All right, so to go back through history, we all know that Rothschild wears the Ring of Solomon, right? But how does that pertain to the electronic system of planet Earth? And I'm about to explain that to you in detail. So this is where we were when I first started. Okay, so you have the backside system, okay? This would be the backside system, and then you had the front side system. This is control and command, okay? And that has several subsectors, okay, or level 9, okay? This would have been control and command, level 9, on the front system, okay? And I know if you'd followed alternative media quite a bit, then you'll understand what this means when I say this was, because it doesn't exist anymore, the black screen. Remember, everybody kept talking about the black screen and how the black screen was going to release the RV and all of these things were going to happen. Well, that was control and command for the entire front side system. And I'll explain to you in detail what that is. This was control and command over the backside system, okay? So this would have been your omega, and this would have been your alpha. We've all heard people talking in the RV circles about the alpha omega trust. This is what they're talking about. Now, in the past, Rothschild never was a level 9. They would have been a level 8. And if you go to Speak Project, you can the website, you can actually see a picture of the blue ring, which signifies the blue dragon, which talks about Rothschild, which has clearly the 888 on the side of the ring, okay, along with the dragons, which are symbolic of the Draco. So the Draco would have been a 9, they would have been an 8. So let me simplify the backside system now that we understand control and how it all works, right? Lost oh, there we go. Okay. So there are many levels of coding in the world. And the front side systems, all systems, have over 13 levels of coding. The backside system has several layers of coding as well. Okay, so if you were to go into the backside system, here's what you would see. Now, everything is controlled by control and command, which has many other subsectors, but we're going to start with how the control of the world happened. Okay, so level 1 is what you would call screen 1. So if you were actually having access codes to the backside system, which is one code in itself, okay? That is one code to enter into this system, and still you were only permitted to see certain sections of the system. You were never permitted to see control and command. You were only permitted to see things that were financial, okay? Now on screen 1, if you were to open the back system, what you would see is the name of the account, and you would actually see the amount on deposit. And if there is a bank associated with the account, you would see that bank name, okay? This unto itself is completely and totally useless. You would also see an account number. And I'll tell you why, because it's just numbers on a screen. You definitely need to have allocation numbers. You need to have a history of funds. You need to have a history of why those funds were actually issued, okay? And we'll get to that in another level. So levels of control, okay? Screen number 2, a signatory for that account. So on this screen now, on every single account that's in the back system, you'll see my passport, the date of my position, and all my information is in there for anybody who wants to know. So before, in the past, you would never have seen a family member, a dragon family member, or anyone else on this screen, okay? You would have always seen one of these people. You would have never seen any of the Rothschilds in here. You would have never seen any of the Black Sun people in here. No one, even the controllers of what we thought were controllers over the Black Eagle Trust, the Mr. Cottrells out there, all of these people would have never been seen in this section. You may have seen their name in this section, but again, without access to screen 3, you got nothing, okay? Screen 3 right here is what translates money from the backside system to the front side system. This gives you your history of funds and any other information, allocation numbers, quotas, which are projects, okay, what existed on screen 3. So that is what makes money real. So all these people that are talking about making a quantum system, you still have to connect to the backside system, and you still have to give an allocation number. It doesn't matter if it's cryptocurrency or it's anything else that is going to actually be supported by a government or a head of state. You have to have this information. Without this information, taking money out of the system, and this is for other people that might be listening, your Prometheus system, your Westland New Zealand system, your system in Norway, your system in Russia will never, ever function without all of this information, and it can only be given by the backside system. Okay, moving on. Screen 4 is indexing algorithms. It's not shown to the average everyday person logging in. Now, this talks about one single code. Okay, we're only talking about an access code and a drawing right is what used to be issued, okay, to the family members. So they would have never had access to how is the money generated? How are the assets placed?